I'm so excited. McCall's just dropped some brand new patterns and they are so cute and trendy. Listen to me, I'm breathless. This is pretty exciting. I think that the direction that they're heading in with their patterns is fabulous and I absolutely love it. So let's get into them. 8669 is the first one up. It's a swing dress. It's got a little bit of a retro flair to it. Button front placket, short sleeves, and a great length. So there's a pleat underneath the placket in the front that gives it some swing volume. And then there's an inverted box pleat in the back underneath the yoke that gives it the rest of the swing volume. It's got side seam pockets and a cute little collar and short sleeves. Adorable. You can take the sleeves off this and make it sleeveless, very summery. And the fabrics for this are chambray, cotton, cotton blends, denim, pique, linen, linen blends, rayon viscose, stable, jersey knits, tencel, and denim. This is so cute and so versatile. The pattern's rated as easy. It says it's easy to sew, actually. I don't know if that's a new term they're going, because you see that on a couple of these patterns in there, easy to sew, but it's rated as easy. And it comes up to sizes from an extra small to an XXL, which I think is great. And this would be very flattering on a lot of people. It's easy to wear and super stylish. And I think the hardest part of doing this will be the placket. So, you know, it's a good opportunity to learn to put in a collar and then put in, these are set in sleeves. Although if you did it with a knit, you'd have a little bit more forgiveness on the sleeves. You could, you know, I would start with that if you haven't done sleeves before. It will give you a little bit more flexibility in putting these sleeves in because they're set in. But cute, super cute right off the bat. Such a great start. And I love this mint. This is, what is she wearing? Cotton shirting. So this is regular, plain old, everyday cotton shirting in this mint green that she's wearing. Right, just lovely, absolutely lovely. 8670, this one is going in my cart. You are seeing these asymmetrical one shoulder shirts everywhere. So they have this grown on Dolman style sleeve, the asymmetrical neckline. So it's a bateau neckline, so you could wear it without being asymmetrical. It's open this way. Then there's a really pretty V in the back, shearing on the side, which is perfect if you need a little coverage in your midsection, which many of us do, myself included. It also creates a shape. I mean, I'm a rectangle. It creates the illusion of a shape with the wider sleeves. You are seeing these tops are everywhere, and it's sort of like the trendy classic piece that you want in your wardrobe. I can't imagine it's that hard to make. It's one of these easy to sew patterns now, and it's rated as easy. Cotton, stretch cotton poplin, broadcloth, challis, chambray, charmeuse, cotton types, crepe de chine, jersey knits, linens, and linen blends, silky types. In a jersey, this would be so cute. I mean, it will be great in all the other ones, linens, but I would start in a jersey with this because that's what you're seeing. A jersey with some substance to it in a solid color, absolutely lovely. Again, this goes from an extra small to an extra, extra large. So there's a big, wide range of pattern sizing. So that, and the shearing is done with elastic casings on the side. So you can shear that as much or as little as you'd like. You can start with what the pattern suggests, but you can make it more or less. And then it has ties in the back, which I think is fabulous. Now this young lady is wearing a stretch cotton poplin, and the color is nougat. I love that color, that's great. The stretch cotton poplin would be perfect for this. It looks luxe and lush, and I am putting this one in my cart for sure. 8671 is the next one up. Again, super cute. This is a knit skirt. It's got a hidden waistband, rides a little bit below your natural waist, about an inch, with a slit up the front, and it has this delicate lace trim finishing off all of the open edges up the slit and around the hem. This is another easy to sew project, super simple. I mean, you've got a seam in the front, so you can create that slit, and then I'm sure there's side seams and then that hidden waistband. So fabric suggestions, stretch knit only, cotton interlock jerseys, double weight, lightweight double knit stretch velvet. And there's a stretch gauge. On the back of the pattern, there's a gauge that you need to look at, and the gauge will show you, you'll take the fabric, and if the gauge will show you that the fabric goes from here to here, this is how you hold the fabric, and then it has to stretch this far. So each pattern that requires a knit should have a gauge on the bottom, on the back of the pattern envelope, and then that way you can see how far you need to stretch that knit for that particular pattern, because knits have that negative ease, and you want the circumference to fit you based on what the measurements that they're looking at and the ease that they're looking at. Obviously you can change that, but you need to at least have an idea of what the stretch needs to be in order to accommodate the measurements that they have and be successful in your finished garment. But this would be a great opportunity to learn to sew with knits. She is in a stretch ponte. Pontes come in several different weights. You can get a nice sturdy weight ponte that we use for jackets and trousers. I would say a medium weight ponte would look really nice in the skirt, and it comes in lots of colors. Super easy knit to work with because it's almost like a stretch woven. It's got some body and some texture, so it doesn't curl like some of the lighter weight, like an ITY will. Yeah, really, really cute. 86.72. This is adorable. Adorbs, so cute. Perfect pajamas for someone my age. I suspect if you're younger, you could wear this out in public, but for me, this is exactly what I want to wear for pajamas. It's cool, it's comfy, and it looks nice. So this is a baby doll top with the little straps, and then the straps tie into a bow in the back. My suggestion would be to stitch those and fix them. You don't want to be messing with them constantly. Has an elastic underneath the bust, and then the little baby doll top. And the shorts have elastic waist that pull on with a big A-line cut to them. They're super lightweight. So these would be, like I said, perfect for hot summer nights for pajamas. I absolutely love them. She is in a cotton stripe. It just says cotton stripe, so I'm gonna guess that you could use quilting cotton and then just wash it a whole bunch of times. I have washed stiffer fabrics, like a cotton that I want to soften up. I have a front loader. I think it needs to be in a front loader with a can of Coca-Cola. It has to be Coke. It has to be regular Coke. You put the fabric in there, you open up a can of Coke, you put it directly into the front loader and wash your fabric with that. Now, I would test a piece of it because you just want to make sure that it doesn't take on the color, but I had a stiff white denim jacket that I washed. I did it like 3 or 4 times, and now it's soft and it's comfortable and I can wear it. But when I first got it, the fabric was just, there was so much stiffener in it that it was very uncomfortable to wear. So if you want something that has that super soft wash look, try this. I have used it a bunch of times. Again, test your fabric first. Take a piece, cut it, test it first, because you don't want to ruin a whole length of fabric. But it's really something that might make a difference in the structure of your fabric. And you think about it, if it does that to the fabric, I'm just wondering what it does to your guts. I mean, I don't drink Coke, so there you go. But fabric suggestions for this are chambray, charmeuse, cotton lawn. Oh, cotton lawn would be gorgeous, right? Something from Liberty, cute little print. Crinkle gauze, jerseys, lightweight cottons, lightweight linens, and if you wanted to make it fancy, you could do it in something silky. Yeah, again, this is easy to sew. This one says very easy, definitely going into my cart. I love this. I think that it is, I think this, for those of us that get really hot at night, that have that issue, coming or going or whatever, I think that this is a really cute sew up for you. And again, if you're learning how to sew and you're not ready to take your sewing out into public, this is a great way to practice some skills. You're looking at little straps, you're looking at putting elastic casing, you're looking at some very easy fitting elastic around the shorts, hemming details, you're learning straight stitches and following a pattern. These are the kind of pieces that you want to practice on. And nobody cares if you're wearing them at home. It's not a big deal, and it gives you the confidence to finish something and finish it well, so you can make something that you want to wear out in public. Nice one. This one's going in my cart too. they are killing it with their styles. This McCall's 8673 are pull-on balloon pants. They look fabulous, and you don't have to be 20 to wear these. They're super casual loungewear. This is another easy to sew pattern. Love this. It's got a double elastic casing, so there's an opportunity to learn that. The balloon is created by like a wide leg pant, and then there's darts taken up at the hemline. So basically it fits this way, as opposed to a barrel where the darts tend to be at the knee line. This is more of a balloon, not as much as you would see like with a jogger that has like an elastic casing. This is a little more subtle, but wide leg, faux fly front, slash pockets on the side, and then patch pockets on the back. And the dart details at the hemline are in the front and in the back. So you can imagine how it creates that volume along the leg. Easy to sew pattern, listed as fabric suggestions: broadcloth, cotton types, denim, gabardine, linen types, poplin, twill. Now, this is in organic cotton, the one that they have here, so I'm sure that the cotton is soft. I would even try this perhaps in a stretch, like something that doesn't have too much stretch in it, but there is a lot of volume in them, so you can get away with a woven. I love these. This is the third one I'm going to add into my cart. And no, you don't need to be 20 to wear them. They do ride a little bit below your waist. They're made to ride below your natural waistline, but you can lift that up if that's a problem for you. If you want, you just lift that waist section up an inch, and it'll make all the difference in the world. And again, these are coming in sizes extra small through extra large. I can't say this enough, I love what they're doing. McCall's, the first 4 patterns have been fabulous, absolutely fabulous. 3 of them are already in my cart. This is so good. All right, 8677 pops up with the new ones, but somehow I think I've seen this one before. Maybe not with McCall's, maybe something very similar. The stripes are everywhere. Stripes are it. This is a cute dress for summer. If you finished your summer sewing, you might be a little late for this, but this stripe style will probably transition into next year because it really was hot this year, so I'm assuming it will carry over into next year, especially with the stripes going horizontally in the bodice and then vertically on the skirt. And then this one has this other band going around the bottom with the stripes going horizontally again. It has a ruching across the bust with some darts, I believe. There's a zip up the back. It's fit and flare. It's a fitted bust with a big flared skirt, lots of gathering, and then a closure for the halter top in the front. I like the halter look of this. It comes from the side and goes around the top. You certainly could wear one of those convertible strapless bras that has a strap that you can convert going around the back of your neck for a little more support. This is adorable. The one with the yellow print with the black contrast is super cute, but the stripe is just right on trend, Everywhere you look, you're seeing stripes. The other thing that you could do with this dress that you're seeing a lot of is a solid color with that big wide rickrack. So the big wide rickrack at the bottom where that piece is, you could do 2 rows there, and then 2 rows across the top on the contrast, where the contrast fabric is. That would look so on trend and so cute. Lovely. And then this one comes in sizes 6 through 16, and then another pattern 16 through 26. Bravo, that's so great. It's listed as average, so there is a little work in this because you've got a zipper, you've got some pieces. This has got an over piece that folds over. In the photo, she is wearing a medium weight linen woven. So it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The pinstripe, not quite pinstripes, but the narrow stripes, really beautiful. Fabric suggestions: light to medium weight wovens such as broadcloth, lightweight denim, linen, poplin, sateen, and then it's lined, so it's calling for a regular lining fabric. I'm assuming the top is lined, but you could certainly easily line the skirt if that is not lined. Yes, really, 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 really cute. You could take that bottom portion and make that out of lace. That would be beautiful. And also the top portion out of lace, that would be so on trend, would be another look. Fabulous pattern. 8684 is another pajama set. This is super cute, very youthful. It's a knit pattern, so it's different from the little baby doll one that we saw in that this is fitted. The little boy shorts are just so cute. And you know, these make great undies if you like wearing boy shorts because they're knit and you can make them really close fit. So these come with a faux button fly, the little shorts, but you could take the buttons out and even leave the faux fly stitching off. If you wanted to make them into underwear, they would be great. Just use a narrower elastic and make them like super tight. But the pants have patch pockets. They're a little loose, and that's kind of nice for a knit. They're comfy to wear. And then you have the short sleeve and the long sleeve top, and it's got that sweet little bow and a little banded neckline. Again, this is an easy pattern. This is an easy pattern. The shorts, it says the shorts have a curved hem. Yeah, so the shorts have a little bit of a curved hem. I mean, boy shorts are super comfortable, and if you get a really nice cotton spandex jersey, that's adorable. This is exactly what she's wearing, a cotton spandex jersey in the polka dot. And then fabric suggestions, moderate stretch knit such as bamboo. Oh, bamboo. If you have never sewed with bamboo fabric or worn bamboo fabric, you definitely should give it a try. This won't, the little shorty set with a short sleeve shirt won't take a lot of fabric. Bamboo is one of the softest, most comfortable fabrics to wear, and it's pretty easy to sew with. I mean, it's a stretch. You have to use stretch techniques and stretch needles and stuff, but certainly it's easy enough to sew with. Cotton jersey, interlock, ITY, rib knit. ITY is interlock twisted yarn. Interlocked twisted yarn, I think that's what it's called. Very, very stretchy, lots of gorgeous prints. So that's another one that is a little bit more challenging to sew, but there aren't a lot of details. You want something that's easy, it's got clean lines, but they come in great prints. And the sizes on this, extra small to extra, extra large, again, they're killing it. This is great, fabulous. 86, 86, 85, menswear. I'm a big fan of including menswear in patterns. This is an advanced pattern, so there's a lot of details. Menswear tends to be a little bit more tailored and a little bit more complicated. So we have this camp shirt that has a grown-on sleeve. It has a yoke in the front with a yoke in the back, a two-piece yoke in the back, and a collar, notch collar, and buttons down the front. So it's just a classic camp shirt. This I would say that the shirt is probably average. It's the pants that's going to take it to advanced. So these are tailored trousers. They have pleats in the front, waistband, belt loops, a button fly, welt pocket with a flap in the back, slash pockets in the front, and I think they're a tapered hem. They also don't sit at the waist. They sit below the waist 2 inches, 1 inch. So they sit 1 inch below the natural waist. And so these are a little challenging to fit. And if you've never fit a pair of tailored pants on yourself, fitting them on a guy is a totally different ball of cheese. I mean, it's just, it's work. I have made men's pants and they are rewarding to make, but they are challenging. So this is definitely not a pattern for a beginner, but somebody that has patience and has some sewing chops, a little bit, you don't need a whole lot, but a little bit, and can read a pattern, this would be a really good one. Sizes small to extra, extra large. I don't know what that translates to guys, how that works. He is wearing a cotton poplin for the shirt and then linen blend for the trousers. Looks absolutely stunning. For the top, they recommend batik, chambray, cotton blends, gauze, linen blends, and shirting. And then for the pants, cotton blends, lightweight denim, lightweight wool blends, linen blends, stretch wovens. So great pattern if you have, like I said, some sewing chops, but if you are just a beginner, I might steer clear of this one for right about now. Okay, 8686, another men's pattern. I like this. It's got a cropped shirt. It's more of a utilitarian shirt. It's got a big notched collar, set in sleeves, those patch pockets with a pleat in the middle and a flap going down them. It looks like a flap. Yes. On him, they've got all that trim going around. That really makes it interesting looking. And then a button front. So the back is just straight. There's no yoke. So I don't think that the top would be too challenging. The pattern overall is listed as advanced. The pattern overall is listed as average. The trousers have slash pockets, pleats, a fly, waistband, belt loops, and then they have these cinching pieces that come around, so that can help mitigate some of the tailoring that you need to do, because you can self-tailor them. Welt pockets in the back and kind of a straight leg. Very casual looking trousers, but he looks great. This is fabulous. Again, the sizes on these are more traditional sizes that I'm used to. It's 34 to 42 and then 44 to 52. So that is a great range for the sizes. He is wearing, and this shirt is a stretch ponte. I think that is an interesting choice for a shirt. I'll bet it's super comfortable. And then the pants are a stretch linen woven. So the stretch will help with the tailoring part of it. It gives you a little bit of grace, right? We know that, so you don't have to be like spot on with the tailoring, especially with the waistband. And these little cinching tabs are really helpful for the fitting process. Fabric suggestions for the top: stable knits such as double knit, French terry, interlock, jacquard, ponte. And again, there's a stretch gauge, so you want to make sure you take a look at that. For the bottom, cotton blends, gabardine, lightweight wool blends, linen blends, and stretch wovens. My only caution about stretch wovens is some of the less expensive ones don't have really good recall. So what I mean by that is, if you sit in them, say they're pants and you sit in them, and the stretch is there to help you sit, when you stand up, they don't go back, right? So they don't go back to the way they were, and they get baggy. Things can get a little baggy. Think about like an inexpensive pair of jeans that you wear that have some stretch in them. If they don't have the right amount of lycra or elastane in them, and you sit in them, and then the next thing you know, you have a baggy butt. You don't want that. So just make sure that you buy quality fabric if you're going to make these out of a stretch woven. That's my PSA for today. 8687 is a unisex anorak. Blowing my mind. This is so great. It's listed as average. Some of this fabric can be a little challenging to work with, and there are some really interesting moving pieces. So there is a yoke in the front and a yoke in the back with a slash guard, or a guard in the back. Side pockets, you have that diagonal coming at the front. A funnel collar with a hood. Is it a zip front? It looks like. Let's see. Corded waist creates a snug adjustable fit. That's a challenge, so you're gonna have to put cording around the waist. You can see they have those little zip ties. Elasticated cuffs with adjustable straps, so you have more straps around the cuff. And then the rain flap, that's what I was talking about in the back. Zip front, so it's a zip front hooded jacket. This is great. It comes in extra small to extra large. Again, it's listed as average. They are wearing a ripstop, which is a lovely fabric, interesting to work with. Sometimes with ripstop, you have to be careful because you can't rip out the seams once you poke a hole in the fabric. It doesn't recover, and there's a hole in the fabric. Like, think about leather. Like, if you put a hole in leather, it doesn't go back. So just practice. Make sure that that's not going to happen, because if you have to rip out a seam, you don't want to see a row of holes. Cotton blends, lightweight denim, lightweight wool blends, linen blends, ripstop, nylon, ponte. This is great. This is great. This would be a great pattern to have in your arsenal. And if you're looking for unique Christmas presents to sew for people, this would be a nice option, because you could make them for everybody, right? It's a men's and a woman's pattern. You could make them for everybody. They don't require a ton of fitting. So you can say, oh, well, she's a size 12, I'll make this, or she's a medium, or he's a large, or he's an extra large, or an extra small, or whatever. And you can just make them. And there's no fitting detail. They're supposed to be loose. The sleeves are set in, but they look like there's a lot of room. I think once you made one of these, and got the whole technique down, you could knock out a bunch of these, and everybody, it's not something that you keep in your wardrobe or you go buy for yourself, but when you need it, it's great to have it. So just remember, if you get fabric that you get something, there's a difference between water resistant and waterproof fabric. They're two different things. I took a water resistant jacket with me on a river cruise one time, and it rained the whole time and I was soaking wet. Now I have a waterproof jacket. I have several of them. Makes a huge difference, enormous difference. So, you know, vinyl versus some kind of porous fabric that is maybe water resistant, but if it's pouring, the water's going to go through it and you're going to get $86.91. It is a baby doll, 1950s baby doll style dress. And honestly, you are seeing these ruched tops kind of everywhere, especially with that elastic crisscross that's going on. In the polka dot one, she's got it in a contrasting color. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but definitely that crisscrossing, tying in, even asymmetrical would work. But these little baby doll style ruched tops are super easy to make and really, really trendy. I mean, they're coming back from the 1950s. This is so cute. It's listed as easy. And you know, you're gonna hear me say it again. If they're gonna re-release these patterns, at least make it up for somebody. Have somebody make it up. Cough up the $300 for somebody to sew it and sew it up, because you can get the fabric. Somebody's gonna give that to you. Fabric suggestions: challis, crepe, embroidered cottons, ginghams, printed silks and cottons, synthetic mixtures. The sizes are 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26, so that's pretty good. And again, it's listed as easy. So I think it's really sweet. It's really cute. It would be easy to sew up. And if you're looking for a 1960s vintage dress or one of those gathered top dresses, this is a good option. You're going by the drawing, as long as you keep that in mind. As soon as I saw this, I knew it was 1970s. I wore this. I wore these bell-bottom pants and this cropped top with the big billowy sleeves. Yeah, so adorable. Absolutely cute. Rated as easy. The sleeve options, you've got this tie front with the big billowy sleeves or the little tiny butterfly sleeves. Pair of like we used to call them tap pants, shorts that are flowy and wide, like a really good A-line, and then with a side zip, and then the pants are obviously bell bottoms with a side zip, and they are like classic 1970s. This pattern just makes me smile. Sizes 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26, and it's listed as easy. Fabric suggestions for the all of them: challis, cotton knits, lightweight cotton, surah, synthetic crepe, synthetic jersey. So cute, so cute. And I can't imagine it would be that hard to make. The pants are pretty straightforward. They have darts in the back, and there's not a lot of fitting going on. There's an invisible there's no waistband, so it just sits a little bit below your waist. No, it looks like it's at her natural waist. And then the crop top has darts in the front and the back, and also shoulder darts. So cute, absolutely adorable. Yeah, really, I like this one a lot. Brings me back. Nice, another 1970s dress. This kind of almost a slip dress with a ruffle with a waistline. So this has got an elastic in the waistline, which gives it some gathering, and there's no bust darts in it, so that is going to create that space. So there'll be some fabric there. But yeah, cute little necklines. You've got the little V neckline with the ruffle. You have the semi V neckline with the binding and the little tie straps. That's really cute. I mean, you do a ruffle on the bottom, no ruffle on the bottom, make it full length, shorten it. I mean, there's a lot of really good options for this. The sizes are extra small to extra large, so it's a little bit more contained for sizes, and it's rated as average. And I'm going to think that ruffle and the Rolo straps would add some challenge, a little bit of challenge to it. So if you haven't done those, this is a good opportunity to try that. Let's see, soft weight fabrics such as challis, cotton blends, crepe back satin, crepe to sheen, lightweight cotton, surah, synthetic crepe, synthetic jersey. Listed as average. Yeah, I think it's cute. There aren't a lot of pieces to it. There's a seam up the back. The front is cut on the fold. Yep. Yeah. it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. If that style works for you, then it's absolutely adorable. $86.94, again with the 1970s. So there must be a real trend towards 70s looks. Wide leg pants, palazzo pants, they are definitely in. So this pattern has that. They have a single or double darts in the front, and the back, depending on which pattern that you use. So if you have a very narrow hip to waist ratio, if it's a big ratio between your hip and your waist, a pant like this works really well because it gives you, it takes in the pants so you don't have that gapping in the back, and then it also gives you the opportunity to make these pants like super wide leg. And then the little crop top with that elastic around the peplum is so cute. You can wear it off the shoulder, or you have little tie straps. I mean, this is just, yeah, so classic 1970s. It just makes me smile. Sizes 8 to 16 and then 18 to 26, so that's good, listed as easy. Tops are fabrics like challis, crepe, plissé, satin back, crepe, silk, and synthetic foulard, surah, synthetic jersey. Skirt and pants. Wait. One of them is a skirt? How is that a skirt? There's no skirt in the line drawing. That's interesting. They've messed up the line drawing. I'm looking at the line drawing, and the front on both of them is pants, and the back on both of them is a skirt. So that's really interesting. They had a little problem with the line drawing. Okay, so the skirt is beautiful. I mean, it's just a straight skirt. I mean, pants and skirt, they're the same thing. Fabric for the skirt: challis, crepe, lightweight wool, or synthetic double knits wool, or synthetic jersey. Also velvet, long velvet skirt. Oh my God, I had a long chocolate brown velvet skirt when I was in high school, and I wore it with a white satin top. Yes, absolutely fabulous. Yeah, this is cute. Either way, I mean, I love the wide leg palazzo pants. Again, that's something that you're seeing everywhere you go, everywhere. So, wow, this is just over a dozen patterns from McCall's that they just dropped. I added 3 of the first 4 into my cart, and I'll be making those up. I think they are smashing it. So I'm really happy to see that they're still in there and moving forward and becoming a little more trendy, but yet making these patterns. So these patterns are easy patterns. They'll go up fast, but they don't look like just a plain old block pattern. You know, the shirt is interesting with the boat neck and the V in the back and the ruching on the side. Those are simple little details that don't add too much to the complexity of the pattern of sewing it together, but they make a huge difference in the way that the piece comes out and the way it looks and the way you can style it. And how much it adds to your wardrobe, as opposed to just a little boat neck top that is not off the shoulder but straight, and just has a straight hem. So yeah, they are really making a big difference in this. Now, I want to invite you, if you are interested in fashion in addition to sewing, to my new Fashion Over 50 channel. And I will link that down below. So if you're looking for ways to style things and all the fashion things that are coming and going, and you're in the over 50 group, we don't have to wear dowdy clothes. We can still be trendy, we can still be fashionable, and we can still be older and grandmas and Gigi's and all the things, Nanas and all the things, and look fashionable and put together and enjoy wearing clothes that we love. So until next time, happy sewing. Bye.